Ladies and Germans, how are you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Rangru. Hello, hello, hello.
And guys, it's been many weeks in the coming, and ladies for that matter, but here we are, we're in the semifinals of the PDX Steel Division Tournament. Today on Carpiquet, we have ourselves a lovely, lovely game, don't we, Rang?
Oh yeah, it's actually something that's not Polish for a change.
Woohoo! Alright, who do we got?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have gnef as the 3rd Canadian Infantry Division. And on the right-hand side, we have Bring Back Ranked Conquest, a.Lennart, as the 17th SS Panzer Grenadier Division.
So, the Canadians, we haven't seen the Canadians in a heck of a while, haven't we?
Yeah, we're definitely some buddies we haven't seen, and it's quite interesting because the Canadians are a really solid division. They got everything: good infantry play, good tank play, solid artillery. They really have such a lovely loadout, and I do love seeing them play. Same with 17th, great loadout too. They're both mechanized divisions, the only mechanized divisions in game. So it's going to be an interesting fight, I have to say. A pretty even matchup.
Oh, remind me, with the Canadians, wasn't this the division that we'd always see the petard spam early on? Or am I misremembering?
Petard. You mean Avra?
Yes.
That's Scotch.
Ah, Scots, thank you very much. But yes, there we go. So taking a look at these divisions today, since we haven't seen the Canadian in so long, what should we expect out of them?
Rifle spam and Stormtrooper spam into the town. For the 17th, it's probably going to be Panzer Grenadier and also Stormtrooper spam into the town, just spelt a bit differently. I'm not seeing a Ram tank so far. I mean, you've got a Humbler up north, so seems both sides are going to be just go for the pure infantry play. No Stug F8 for a.Lennart. And I think it's going to be mainly a bloody fight over this southern town. Yeah, I think gnef's going to get a pretty good stronghold on these hangars up north.
That definitely seems about fair. At the same time, though, we are going to see some flamethrowers coming on in for the Canadians. At least the Wasp Universal Carrier.
Yes. I do love seeing that Wasp.
We see he's so zippy-dippy fast on the road.
Yeah, it's just a good basic flamethrower unit, really. Nothing too fancy. It burns buildings. That's all you really need in the end of the day.
Sounds about right. At least that's all I need at the end of the day myself. But we're getting started right now. We have some artillery coming on in, and it's moving surprisingly far forwards.
Yeah, it's going to be right on the flanks, which is definitely a bit ballsy. Maybe it's the... No, it's probably...
It's the IG-18s.
Okay, IG-18s, never mind. And now IG-18s are going to be extremely important for the 17th SS, because they're just bloody good port cans, and I do like them. I do like the beacon you just see. Just do it.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Nice to know that we have some Shia LaBeouf fans out there. Or maybe Nike, I'm not entirely sure. I have no idea. In either case. I'm surprised really that the Germans are aggressive as they are with their deployment to the north. I expected them to kind of hang back. They just had a couple of small squads of infantry and that one AT gun.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult because that Humble is really going to be a huge pain in the butt. You know, the IG-18 can do quite a bit of damage. Same with the Panzer Grenadiers at long range, already knocking out one vehicle actually before the infantry can unload. But
well, the Canadians have already done that in their own favor in the south. And by the way, we're going to be slinging some Nebels, aren't we?
Oh god, those Nebelwerfers. And if you want to win a town fight, you rip out the Nebels.
That's true. That is true. The ladies will have no idea what happens when you whip that out.
All 6 tubes worth. It gets
Exactly.
very explosive.
Very, very fast. And there's tons of explosions already. It looks like Germans are being tossed back in disarray.
Oh yeah. The Canadians just doing the good old rifle stormtrooper spam, essentially getting right in the Ross, doing some damage as well. But as we see, the Nebelwerfer landing some hits, getting some stuns, but not completely stopping the Canadians.
Which is why we're also going to see a lot more infantry being rushed on in, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. How about you?
For the German? Yeah.
Right, well, on that center line at least.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of Canadians in there. You got to realize rifles are pretty crappy. So the 15-point runs, they don't have 2 submachine guns. So they're really, really basic. They're pretty much Polish rifles. It's going to be down to gnef using kangaroos, wasps, and stormtroopers to keep his town under control. But at the same time, he is going to be slowly being pummeled away by that Nebelwerfer play, if the Nebelwerfer actually gets resupply, that is.
Of course, I'm not sure we're really going to see it that quick of a resupply. I mean, yeah, I do too. But at the same time, I mean, a lot of 17th SS players, I might be wrong here, but it feels like they don't really rush out that supply. If you're taking the naval early, it's that kind of emergency 6-pack shot.
Yeah, I guess like I wait till a little bit later, like 5-minute mark before B phase, because you just want to get the infantry out on the field. But activation point rise, you get pretty good, you know, supply trucks to card usage.
True.
I believe you get 2 in A, maybe.
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
that sounds right. I'm gonna go with it. It's been a little bit since I played 17th SS, so don't put my riders gospel. Yeah,
we are going to see.
If you want to, I won't complain.
You know what? You know, I definitely use that's my holy scripture right there. That is. Yeah. So light vehicles are getting taken on out away from the Canadians, but they haven't really brought anything really on in. Just a couple of universal carriers. But we are going to see ourselves a Kangaroo to the north and another Wasp to the south. It looks like more stinging is on the way. Yep,
and the Kangaroo is going to be hopping up north. You know, the Pack 38 and IG-18 combo is doing a phenomenal job, as you see, keeping that Humbler back. And this is what I mean by IG-18s. They are so bloody good. They can hold open ground, they can deal with light vehicles, and the veterancy early on makes them really, really quite deadly. You know, I don't think it's going to be a little bit more before a.Lennart could capture its airfield, as there's still vehicles, and he hasn't killed a Humbler, he just keeps forcing it to retreat.
That is true. Now, guys, for those of you watching out there right now, it's worth mentioning this is the second game, so winner of this goes on to the finals with, and that was Eugene you said before, right?
Yep, Eugene is in the previous bracket has managed to make it to the finals. So yeah, second game. We won't spoil who won the first run because I can't give away who wins this run, but nonetheless, winner of this goes on to the finals.
Is that another naval warfare? No, it's another IG-18 coming in from the north. Yeah.
You might just IG-18 spam A phase. That's 17th SS play right, yeah. And in this airfield area up north, there's really no reason not to, because like you always focus on the town and then this northern airfield area, right? But the actual airstrip, considering you know there's no cover there, no one really plays for it. But considering how easy it is to actually capture ground, like map speaking, and have that point advantage, fighting over that airstrip can be really worthwhile. Any of IG-18s and there's no artillery pounding you, right? Might as well.
True, but IG-18s and anti-tank guns have a definite disadvantage, and that's what happens when you hit them with a couple of high explosives.
Yeah, especially from the Typhoon doing a pretty good bombing run there, knocking out IG-18, you know. We already got another one being ripped out up north immediately.
Actually, that's the second one. There's another one just to the south of that coming in right about now.
Yeah, and a flak vehicle in as well, I believe. No, just flak 36.
I was gonna say a little bit later. Okay, no, he's just coming on in with gun runs. Okay.
Yeah.
That is gonna be a big problem. What can the 17th SS do to combat this?
Well, they can get AA, such as the flak 36s, and I believe in B phase they can start getting some Focke-Wulfs to help pretty much deal with the air game.
Wait, what did you just say? What can they get? I'll say, watch your language. This is a kid's stream.
Well, fucking hell, I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. But alright, what else can they do?
They're kind of buggered, apart from that, really. Like, Canadians have really good air game because Spitfires are plentiful and pretty cheap to get compared to Focke-Wulfs. And also 20mm trucks. But yeah, I think Canadians going to help out quite a bit with using the air game. I mean, Typhoon and Strafing Runs is definitely good. But Flak 36 and Flak Verkelins is really a.Lennart's best bet at the moment. You know, the breakthrough up north isn't looking so good for him as a Humbler and Kangaroo.
Whoa! Was that the IG-18 that last little round there?
I think so. I mean, it can kill it. I mean,
it's true.
It is light armored, and you know every unit has secret HP. But you know, if you shoot something enough with high explosives, they usually die. Could have been the 2-2-1. No, I think it's a little bit out of range, actually.
No,
so, yeah,
I went way too far off.
Yeah. We got another Humbler being brought up north, and still rather surprised, no Stug, no Ram 2, and especially on this northern airfield area, those tanks are pretty good purchases.
That is true.
For the Canadians.
That is true. We are going to see a couple of Staghound AAs, so he's looking just to go anti-infantry up here to the north.
Yep. We also need a supply truck.
I was going to mention that as well, exactly. So that 6-pack, well, we're getting another 6-pack for some more fun, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Okay, I can understand bringing the 221 up when the Humbler was there.
Yeah.
But bringing it up now, is this kind of a bad idea?
I mean, it doesn't have any recon in front, so it doesn't know if there's an AT gun or anything, but, I think he's just going to be using it to... I mean, right now, it's in a pretty decent ambush position, so when his second Humbler comes up, he can just poke around the corner, bang bang, and call it a day.
True. True, very, very true. Of course, he does start taking some territory here. It is now 530 to 0, 57 to 43, and the Germans are struggling a bit, to put it mildly.
Yeah, they're struggling a bit because they don't have that town under their control. I have a feeling Lennart is waiting until B phase to rip out the pioneers and then try to show it in the town. As stormtroopers, you know, they're good. I like stormtroopers, but they just don't have that rage, that meat that pioneers have when it comes to, you know, chucking grenades in windows left, right, and center.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
What's more, shockingly enough, we do have a surprisingly beefy defense over here in the center, I would say, for the Canadians. Yeah. That Sniper Scout and HMG supporting that nice little outcropping, let's call it, of stormtroopers. I don't know what the Germans can really do to even pressure that back.
Yeah, I mean, that Sniper's just getting some damn good rail snipes on the enemy units. I'm thinking, really, Lennart, he probably wants a few more neighbor for 41s on B-phase hits. Because he just needs to neighbor that entire area and then clear up her pioneers. Because it's not looking too good for him right now. +2 Decifit is pretty tough to get back from.
That is accurate, but we do only have 40 seconds left to go until B, so let's see what he can be doing from that. He will get a slight supply lead finally then.
Yep.
But he's getting absolutely... Oh, the stack house move. Oh, I think for some reason I thought you said that meant like the 221 to the south, and I was like, that's not a stag hound.
That's not a stag hound. But now we got 2 stag hounds just ratting a ray down the airstrip. He's not going to fully commit, but just enough to stun the IG-18. Probably the safe move, as we do have a PAC-38 being brought up to try and plug in that gap.
And another airstrike coming on in, looking for another IG-18 and the Peagrins. At least the Flak 36 should be able to give a moderate amount of covering fire. Yeah. Nothing huge. But...
to be able to make the bombs is slightly less accurate, but they're going to land pretty on point. Not getting many kills, but completely stunning up that entire northern assault. And there's the Fokker Wolf trying to chase after it. But, oh, he's going to get
and it'll pick it up, too. If that's slow enough, it's pretty darn nice.
Yep.
Looks like one of the stag guns went down. That PAC-38, I think they take 1 kill, and we'll take another one.
Will they get the second?
Oh, that guy's not moving at all. He better get the second.
Yeah, that's...
Tracks wheels.
And then IG-18 throwing in his fair share. And
there we go.
There we go.
That's not the first... No, that's not the first PAC-38 on the map, has it been? I don't think so. I think there's another one up to the north.
There was another one up north. But
right.
By the Humbler.
But we are into B phase now, so like you said, this is an opportunity for those pioneers to come on out, and we are going to see some Flammen pioneers. But IG-18s are starting to get picked on off here, and that's a vital part of the 17th SS, wouldn't you say?
Yes, yeah, especially up north, because that's really the most effective way to keep his Canadian airfield defense bulked up in that airfield, not trying to spread out past. Because once they get a little bit more right down the road with those little tree line areas, that's a really devastating area to hold, as you hold pretty much a whole northern road respawn point, essentially.
True, very true. Now, 2 things I do want to mention. One is that Nebelwerfer has already fired again, but we also are going to see Sextons on the map, a good pair of them.
2 stars. He's been saving up quite a bit.
Yes, he has.
That's a 300-point floating lead, really, and he's going to be getting a dingo too to make it 3 star.
It's going to be devastating.
It's going to be a machine gun, mate. It's going to be a machine gun. Those Sextons are definitely watching their needs, because that can knock out the flat guns, the IG-18s, the pack guns, everything, because all the 17th stuff on the field is extremely lightly armored or not armored at all.
That is true, and Brother Maynard is already beginning to shell that IG-18 to the north, while Brother Pike has not yet come up to the fight.
Did that intentionally, Ryan Khan?
No, no, I wasn't even trying
Well,
to.
you did a pretty good job.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm here all
I
week.
give it a 3 out of 5 stars.
Oh man, I got to earn 2 more stars.
But you can't get 5-star veterancy, unfortunately, in this
That
game.
is true. That is true.
Yeah.
I'd like to be a 5-star commentator, though. I don't know.
Yeah. 5-star man.
Or the $1 Million Man. I'll take that too. Now we are going to see Pioneers are trying to move on in with that Gebalterledung. We'll be able to press on back that Stormtrooper. Takes him on out. But a Tri-Polston coming on in as well, and those Sniper Scouts, I think, are beginning to give a little bit of ground for some strange reason.
Yeah, they're doing a pretty decent job, just stunning up the German force that they try to rush the open field. But yeah, the Pioneers getting in, and what makes the Pioneers such a good counter against Stormtroopers is that, or the Canadian Stormtroops, really.
I was going to say, what evil men are these? They're defectors.
Wrong side, my bad. But the thing is that both sides are satchel charges, but the 4 extra HP on the Pioneers means that it has a better chance of surviving Yak Grenade for the actual Stormtroopers themselves. So
Junker!
No.
Oh.
That would have been.
If he gets taken out by ground fire too, this could be annoying.
No, he'd probably get out fine. I mean, I don't see Tom Hardy anywhere so good.
That is very true, but he is definitely smoking. His mama says not good for him, but he's smoking anyway.
Oh, he's smoking out the field, but he's going to be able to get out with his life. But that's a shame. That would have been a really good pick-off, yeah, for a.Lennart knocking out one of those sections, because that's a really vital component of gnef's force at the moment.
Very true, but he is actually able to push back all across this field. There is one Piat squad who's just hanging on in there, waiting for a little bit of a target, as well as some. Wow. Canadians bringing in flame troops all over the place.
Oh yeah, they got the Soap Pioneers on standby. But once again, the problem with Soap Pioneers is low in terms of... Oh no, there's flamethrower troops, not even Soap Pios. Huh, that definitely is an interesting choice, but I mean, if you place them correctly, I mean, 3-star, 2-star veterancy helps out quite a bit, but once again, Pioneers. Lots of Pioneers and also some Pioneers.
I think I'm more stunned about the fact that right now the Canadians are giving up ground across the entire line.
Yeah, the Saxons are really focused up north and trying to knock out all these static guns, and yeah, and well, what I'm trying to bloody say is that maybe we're going to help a little bit of the Saxons are trying to knock off his town or so, try to stun up the 232 and the infantry as they rush across, because, you know, yeah, it's not good if you lose the town. That's really a vital part of this map.
Well, also, by the way, going to be seeing a Stug 4 coming on in right where that Aufklärer is in the center part of the map. If he can get there, those Sextons, well, they better say their prayers.
Oh yeah, because he's pretty much in range by Aufklärer to knock out your Sextons.
Yes, he is.
And the Stug 4, a lovely unit matchup, as it's not till C phase when the Canadians can actually get a 17-pounder. So the Stug, as long as he doesn't show his side armor, he's good to go. And it has a 1.2 kilometer range. Really, really powerful tank overall.
By the way, Pioneers versus Staghound, and that doesn't go well. Okay, but Sturm Pioneers versus Flamethrowers.
Yep.
Okay.
Men make quite a big difference.
That is true. That is true. More of Wiener Schnitzel to roast, if you know what I mean. Some
toasty kraut.
Indeed. Indeed. So the Axis are getting up on the scoreboard. And with consistent folding of those Canadian forces, they're just a couple percentage points away from really taking some really good ticket growth here.
Yeah, we do have that Sherman in the middle, and the thing is, problem with 17th SS don't really get the whole Panzerfaust for Panzer Grenadiers, so the Sherman's going to have pretty free reign in middle in dealing with all this infantry, as you're going to see.
We are going to have some Shreks coming on in, though. Schwimmenwagen to the eastern side of the map. So
good choice. Do you love my Panzer Shreks?
That is true.
That's such a good unit. Once you figure out, yeah, you just get Panzer Shreks, try to place them everywhere. There's so many opportunities that you'll figure out that you can actually snipe tanks like Shermans and whatnot, because they just got a little bit too cocky, got a little bit too close, and then you punish them with a good old 88mm rocket.
That is definitely very, very true. I guess I'm trying to watch right now this 222. bravely just kind of chilling in the center part of this town. He is gutsy in the extreme for me.
Yeah, it's just holding the area. The Ross Strider came through, and he could kill the Sherman if he gets a rear shot on it. Yeah, that's going to be pretty difficult.
Nope. But, shooter knocked out.
Oh!
Whoa!
What? Was that a side shot?
That was, it wasn't the 232, I can tell you that much.
No, holy, no way it was. No way. Wow. Yeah, yeah, he was definitely... Wow, I have no words.
Oh, and the Stroke's in range of the Sextons.
Oh,
he's in range of the Sextons.
Yep.
And they're not moving either.
They're not moving. Oh no, smoke yourself, smoke yourself.
Smoke him if you got him, boys.
Oh.
Even if he takes out the Dingo, that's at least a bit of an improvement.
A little bit, but if he can kill a Sexton, yeah, he's gonna be doing good. He doesn't have any veterancy on the Stug, so it is a little bit inaccurate, unfortunately.
That is true, but they're also getting ready to fire again at something else. Oh, they're going close. They're trying to take him out.
Managed to knock out the ammunition from one of the Sextons. And there's a Stuka coming in.
Yes,
really
sir.
Get the other?
No.
No, he doesn't. That Tri-Potion is definitely a nasty piece of kit.
Well, that as well as the Dingo actually doesn't fire up. Never mind. For some reason, I always think the Dingo is going to be shooting up, and never does. Such a disappointment.
Yeah, I mean, the Dingo on the offense is a pretty disappointing unit. But, it's here for moral support.
And eating babies.
And eating babies. And, yeah, they're such a weird creature.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah. We're going to have a Wolverine coming on in as well. And no, come on, Strug. Turn around, booby. Aim to the west.
I can't. The Sexton's behind a tree. Good stuff.
Oh, jeez.
At least he's managed to pretty much shut up the Sextons for a little bit, and that's going to give him some reprieve time.
Ooh, that's true.
He's getting the second run.
That is true. The Sexton, they're still not paying attention at all.
No, that's not good. And the Wolverine's being brought up. Really get the kill? No, he keeps missing. And here comes the Wolverine, and it's going to be a pretty even fight. Oh, I have to give it to the Stug.
Yeah, I would too.
Has better armor.
Very true.
He's going to use a Sexton to be anti-tank.
This is going to be strange. Yes, he is.
Yes, but with the Wolverine too, that's kind of a good combo. And as you can see, the Sexton is a really fast anti-tank gun. I never realized.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, well, 3 stars it better be.
I know, it better be. I don't think a Stug is going to be living for this road much longer, really.
Driver wounded. One more shot. Please let the Wolverine miss.
Nope,
he's falling back.
Nope. Damn, Sexton tank guns, 3-star vet. I never thought about that before, Karen. I really want to try using Sextons as tank destroyers. It's probably not efficient.
I was going to say, have you really considered the reason that they aren't tank destroyers?
Because no one's been ballsy enough to bring them up to the front.
Oh, right, that's the only reason. You're absolutely, that's the only reason right there.
You see the Panzer Strike down south? Maybe it could snipe the Wolverine if he was to actually move it north.
That is true, and he is trying to do that. He's trying to get into that hangar.
Yep.
But I don't think he's going to get it. No, Junker's coming back in. Come on.
Come on.
Ping him. Yeah, crew wounded.
Okay, but now is the time to rip out the Panzer Strike. Get him up.
Yes, it is. Come on. Oh my gosh. No, he's not going to do it in time.
No. But at least he got stuck out. Yeah, that is the important part.
That is very true.
That was, that was a very long tank battle, but no one actually died.
True.
So they were playing with Nerf balls.
That seems even more true. So Pack 40 by way to the north, trying to get line of sight onto a Sherman, not going to happen. Wouldn't be surprised if the Sextons start lofting rounds up there. No, instead there's an Opal Blitz out in the open that's not doing anything.
It's going to be unloading its IGA
there we go.
Finally. And you got Wolverine and Stug being brought out for round 2. You have a Panzer Strike. Come on, if he just moves it to the other hangar, he could pretty much get sniped. Almost, or at least into the tree line.
Okay, first shot's gonna go to the Stroke though, and it's from about 600 yards. This could be beautiful. Crew killed.
There we go. Finally a tank kill.
And well, finally a German tank kill.
And look, this artillery park. Bro, they did kill Sherman earlier.
True. Oh wait, that's true.
I guess that's an APC killing a tank, so we can let it slide, or a recon car. But look, this artillery park is now completely open, completely exposed, and the Stug once again is going to be locked in shots down range.
That's true. Yes, go ahead, please.
You really need to get like a command unit, like the like Pioneer Furies or something, just up to give that Stug just a little bit of extra veterancy.
Yoger being called into the north, trying desperately to fight back against that Sherman. He lost his Pack 40. Wheels destroyed.
Come on.
Bailed out.
Bailed
that's
so
decent enough for now.
Decent enough. I mean, these days bailed out is a pretty easy fix, but which makes sense really.
True.
But Junker, there's no AA. He's just going to be coming around for strafe and run number 2, but this time on the Sextons it seemed. But yeah, try posting is and I don't think much is going to happen.
If he gets at least one shot on target, that might be decent enough.
Yeah, let's see.
Nope, never mind.
Nope, completely cross-eyed to shots,
Oh well. And actually, we're going to see a Spitfire coming in after him, so where's that Focke-Wulf when you need him?
Evac, unfortunately.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
And there's no AA, so the Spitfire is going to be able to chase down that slow and lumbering Stuka, and goodbye.
True. Another stroke coming on in, though, at least, so potentially we are going to see...
Yeah,
nope, he's just recycling constantly.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a bit of a breakthrough up north, really, for a.Lennart, as there's nothing here from the Canadians. Sherman's bailed out, the artillery park is being slowly picked up by the Stug, and yeah, here we are, Fathom fighters intercept the Spitfire, and rocket run on the snipers, so don't actually kill them all.
Internal fire, oh my case. So Spitfire goes down.
Yep.
The Stug is getting hammered by the 17-pounder right in the middle of the pitch.
Such a good anti-tank unit, I love it.
I know. They're
There's a 17-pounder as well, but...
disgustingly good.
It's just so hilarious using it as such a, like, rapid-fire AT gun.
Stug's gone.
Yeah, Stug's gun. 17-pounder getting the kill. But the Stug's up north is starting to clear up shop as it's going for the Sherman. Yeah.
Okay, but if you're shooting at something that's already dead, drop it, dude. Just go for another target.
I think you just want to make sure it's dead so they can't repair it. And the Pioneers, as you can see, absolutely wrecking the rifles.
I realize this might be a weird kind of game balance thing, but it'd be kind of cool to be able to repair an enemy's vehicle and take it for yourself.
Know. Yeah, it would be in, like, Company of Arrows.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it would be an interesting mechanic. I could definitely see how it'd be a little bit cheesy, but it'd be fun, nonetheless. It'd be very fun.
True. Very, very true.
Hey, look, there's a King Tiger over here. Don't kill it, I'm gonna steal it.
Exactly. It's
like
it's bailed out. Don't tell anyone.
The crew... Stop them from repairing it. Just artillery everything around the tank. We gotta have the King Tiger.
Well,
You heard that American division that pretty much just used a bunch of German captured equipment. I forgot the name, but they ended up having like Panthers and Tigers and half-tracks and even a Focke-Wulf or Messerschmitt at one point.
I had never heard of that.
But yeah, they're called, there's even one funny story where pretty much a German like officer in a staff car drove up to the American division thinking it was a German division, and then finding out, unfortunately, he just, went
to the wrong... Jeez.
So, yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
look at 232 down south. That was not a good way to go.
No, it was not. Though I can't really find too many good ways to go, I would have to admit.
No.
Assault Pioneers are going to be caught on out against by the other Pioneers, but the stack count, I think, is going to cause an issue.
Yeah. The Germans now, a.Lennart pretty much has the town completely under his control. I mean, you got that one Assault Pioneer squad left and some more Assault Piles, but the regular Pioneers are just being brought in droves, and they're doing a damn good job.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised by that.
Yeah, Pioneers are just such a lovely unit. Such a lovely unit. I cannot recommend Pioneers enough.
6-pack firing and looking for that 17-pounder. And just barely going to be missing most of it. Most of it.
Also for 17th SS player, a.Lennart, the 17th SS is usually Neighbor for spam in general, because that's what they do. But he's just been using one Neighbor for this entire match, which is, I know, this is a little bit unorthodox, I'd have to say. But it's working, he's capturing the town.
No, but at the same time, Nebelwerfers are still rather expensive. Maybe not comparative to some of the other...
They're only 60 points. That's really...
But early on, can you really support that?
I mean, it's cheaper than buying a Saxon early on. Also, okay, early on also too, you do have to get a supply truck, so you're going to be spending 110 points.
Yeah.
But
for a largely immobile piece, though, too. I mean, even the Canadians can get some sort of artillery that will just suppress you like crazy.
Yeah. I just think it's such a useful tool for clearing out towns, especially right now, as these assault pioneers are actually starting to make a little bit of a breakthrough. Yeah, I think the 222 is just gonna stop it. Yeah, never mind, he only has one 20mm shot, so I think he's gonna pull back to resupply.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the same time, though, I'm looking at the Sextons again, and this is just, we've talked about this endlessly. The constant barrage from the Sextons, it's going to be impossible to do anything.
Yeah, it's really quite difficult. The Stug hasn't been able to kill it, and you've got a 17-pounder pretty much blocking the raid. Too bad he doesn't have an artillery unit nearby or anything just to knock off the last 2 HP off that big AT gun. But those Sextons have just been pounding away, especially up north. They've been knocking out pack guns, IG-18s, etc., etc., and almost killing tanks.
ME-109 gonna go make a ground attack against a 17-pounder. Not the greatest idea, but whatever.
Well, it's at least gonna knock it out for now. So
yep, that is true.
The path is now clear, and there's no tripost protecting the Sextons. So Stuka run. Now would be the time.
Well, Achilles is gonna line up a shot against a Stug, and if this Stug gets one more shot off, he could win that duel.
Yeah, they're both pretty highly morale. There we go. That was a lucky hit.
Boom.
Nonetheless, gets a kill. And that's really going to clear up this northern flank here for a.Lennart.
We've been saying that for quite a bit, though, or at least you've been saying that for quite a bit. So
I know. It's like he clears everything out, but then he doesn't like push on it, or there's just like something that stops him, like Sextons. Yo, now he's actually going to take it. I mean, he's got certain pioneers. They're going to clear out the last rifles, and that should really open up quite a bit of the map.
I guess I'm always surprised, I'm definitely surprised in this game, that the 17th SS is holding on, even doing as well as it is. I kind of expect them to be far too light to take on the 3rd Canadian.
I mean, they did do a pretty good job in the town. You know, they don't have any infantry in the town at the moment. I think I pretty much lost a lot of their pioneers and etc. So because they are getting some recon 222s and some more stern pioneers to try and clear up that town sector. You know, the thing is they managed to get the tank advantage, and they're pretty much fighting, or a.Lennart is pretty much fighting over the airstrip, and just, you know, that's half of the map right there. And with 3 Stugs, he's pretty much just going to clear it out if Rennie pushes.
True. If he can push any, though, he has nothing to hold any more ground.
No, I mean, the town is pretty much gone, but at the same time, I don't think Canadians could really take advantage from holding that town and then make any big progress outwards. Because they've really just, it's all infantry in the town. There's no real tanks or fire support to really help. And even then, if he was to send tanks down into his town to try to make a big breakthrough, he does have that Staghound, I will admit. He has to try and plug up these 3 Stug 4s coming right through the center.
True.
He has at 117.
Yes.
Messerschmitt's coming in, and you know what Messerschmitts like to do?
Mess up your Schmidt?
Yeah, they mess up your Schmidt. And the Stug's gonna be getting the...
One Sexton is dead! Brother Maynard, run!
Finally, I'm really quite surprised they've been alive that long, because he's really kept them out in the open. He could have kept them behind his building area, really tied his match, and it would have been a much safer location. But having it in the open in that crossroads, probably wasn't the best call.
Definitely is true, but I wonder if we're going to see a Stug eat my dingo.
Oof.
That'd be a very, very different effect. It is 54-46, so a.Lennart is, he's pulling us back.
Yeah, but yeah, he's managing to get the airfield under his control. I mean, we got the Canadians sending infantry, but
sorry.
The Canadians are getting the infantry, but they don't exactly stack up well against the Stug. And oh yeah, the other section was dead.
And there goes the dingo as well.
And there goes Dingo was his name. Oh.
There's a firefly desperately trying to be in there just in case, trying to stave off something.
Yeah, but he's going to be a little bit outgunned by those 2 Stug 4s. We do have a Mosquito. I do love seeing that multi being brought in gonna be bombing the Stug, and we got another Stug 4, and yeah, pretty much Lennart has the tank play on point.
I feel like that'll definitely be the case if we see the Firefly go down. Hasn't happened yet, but
No, yeah, the second Stug doesn't have line of sight, unfortunately, and that Firefly does have the veterancy. Weapons jammed. That's not good, but
gnef still taps out.
And that's going to be a GG. Lennart taking the victory and going to the finals.
Huh.
Yeah, I know. That was a real back and forth match, really.
Well, if you look at the KD, it doesn't really seem like that should be the case either.
Yeah, I mean, I think he got quite a few kills at the end, knocking out 2 sections.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was quite back and forth. Even looking at the history, like early on, a lot of German units die, and a lot of Canadian units die. Yeah, and it's like back and forth throughout the rest of the match.
True. Until about the minute 31, at which point it's just blue for days. Then you're right.
Yeah, all the Stug 4s managed to break through, but I think it was reasonable for gnef to tap out. Really, the Stug 4 spam was just knocking on his doorstep, and even though he had control of the town, just losing that whole northern sector would have been much more devastating.
True.
Yep.
True. I do want to doff my hat to the 222 play over here by Lennart.
Did he kill the Sherman?
Yes, he did. So Dimke took out that Sherman. Other than that, really not a lot of standouts. There's one stroke took a couple of vehicles. Panzerschreck took out a Sherman. I mean, it's really not that huge.
No, I mean, neither side really has, like, well, apart from, like, 2-star sections, like, ultra super duper, like Sherman, Firefly, Trophy SS nonsense. Really, it's a much more, spread out the veterancy and the usefulness of all the units instead of just, Fouchagers or bust.
True. Yeah. True.
But yeah, that's a solid match overall. Just real good play from both sides.
Agreed.
Some mistakes, but overall just back and forth, and I do love back and forth.
That's very true as well. But yes, so we're gonna have Lennart going off to the finals, where he's gonna meet our good friend Eugene, and hopefully we'll have some great play in that one as well for the finals.
Yeah.
But that's gonna do for me. I'm sure that'll do for you as well.
Yeah, I'm good.
Sounds good, folks. You all have a great day. Take it easy.
Bye bye.